There are many organizations, which some of them are in the room here today, that support school gardening across the state. And one of them is being represented here today, Western Growers Association. Brianna Lewis, can you raise your hand back there? So Western Growers is a key component, and you'll learn more about them throughout, but they're an agricultural trade group. But they have been instrumental in keeping the school garden program, their own school garden program running and starting the California School Garden Network. And I have a little story. It started at the California Foundation for Ag in the Classroom conference. It was a hotel conference room. There's a guy in a suit standing there, and he's saying, Western Growers support school gardens. And I'm like, oh, here's another guy in a suit saying they're supporting school gardens. But that guy actually is A.G. Kawamura, who was the past chairman of Western Growers, and now is the Secretary of Agriculture in the state of California. And little did I know is that what he was saying came more than true. Western Growers the Western Growers Association and the Western Growers Charitable Foundation has kind of brought the CSGN to where it is. In 2003, they started hosting meetings which had stakeholders on the state level to talk about school garden issues. And in 2005, Western Growers actually got the lawyers and made us a nonprofit. We are a unique nonprofit because we're made up of, I like to call it the ABCSGN alphabet soup. There's a lot of acronyms here. I'll run through them really quick. We've talked about Western Growers, the California Association of Nurseries and Garden Centers, the California Fertilizer Foundation, the California Farm Bureau Federation. We got the California Department of Ed, Department of Public Health, the Food and Agriculture Group, LA County Ag Commission, the California Integrated Waste Management Board, the Dairy Council. Lots of universities, UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UC Santa Cruz, UC Hanson Agricultural Learning Center, which is Rose's organization, Life Lab Science Program, Ag in the Classroom, the American Community Gardening Association, Master Gardeners Teachers, the Huntington Botanical Garden, Occidental Arts and Ecology Center, and the Western Growers Foundation. So these are just some of the organizations that have been key in CSGN. We do have other partner organizations, and I challenge you to think about, hey, do we have organizations like this in our state that can actually be brought into the farm to school or school garden movement? We have 4 meetings a year. We alternate between northern and southern California, which is a challenge, which we'll talk about in a while. Western Growers, once again, is kind of the hub. They're the ones who are sending out the agenda. They're setting the dates. They're arranging the meeting spaces. They're creating the minutes. And so having a key organization or person to be the lead, whether they're doing it in kind or paid, is an integral part of a network such as ours. Our website is a huge tool, and we'll talk a little bit that in more detail. And as we started creating the purpose of CSGN and how we'd function, we came up with the idea of having 3 committees: research, marketing, and education, which we'll go into in a little more in depth. So CSGN.org, it's a clearinghouse for garden-based learning. Raise your hand if you've ever been there. Okay, you might go there today after we talk about all the stuff that's there, because there's some pretty good stuff there. So CSGN was originally created by a committee of CSGN partners. So we had a website committee, and we came up with an idea of the type of content we wanted. And CSGN kind of started out with 2 kind of seed grants through the Department of Health Services and the Department of Food and Agriculture. And some of that money went towards web development. We have a lot of different components of our website, and the best way to find out of a website is to go to a website, but I'm going to point out some of them. Regional chapters. Once again, California is a very large state, so what we're doing is looking for leaders in regions to host a regional chapter to network within their own region. So we right now have Sonoma, San Diego, we have the Central Coast, and we have LA. So, and those were organizations that were pretty much operating before the CSGN ever was established, but we're just defining them as regional chapters now. Jerry spoke a little bit about the research and policy section of our website, and I wanted to point out that Jerry did put together an overview of research that's supporting garden-based learning, which is in your packet, and it's just kind of a summary of the 4 main tracks we're looking at: academic achievement, nutrition, community, and social development. And we are interested in folks for you to send your research our way, because we feel that CSGN could be kind of the clearinghouse to house garden-based learning, not just for California, obviously, but for the whole state. So if you do visit CSGN or you and you see that there's some research that you know of or your research is not listed there, you can send it to Jerry, and we'll get it up there. We have a grants and fundraising page, which lists lots of grants and fundraising opportunities. We do have a free resource page, which our California Department of Ed actually gives out a school garden starter kit, which I brought a sample here if you want to take a look at, and we're going to probably digitize this eventually and make it free online rather than free hard copy, but a lot of our partner organizations are highlighted in here for resources for teachers. We've documented everybody in the state by region that is supporting school gardens and put them all on this page. So you look at a map, you click on your region, and everybody, hopefully everybody that's working on the school garden movement in your area is listed. So that's a really nice tool for someone that calls Brianna, because she's the phone number of CSGN, and say, hey, we're in Humboldt County, we want to start a school garden, can you help me? And Brianna's in Orange County, you know, 600 miles away. She can say, hey, go check out Humboldt County and see who's up there. We have publications we'll talk about. School Gardening Week. We got the governor to declare School Gardening Week. It's the last week in October. We're going for our third School Gardening Week. We have a whole press kit and ideas and posters that we give out for free online so that teachers and school garden coordinators can run their own events in their site. We have an event calendar where people can post their events regionally, and they can tag them based on the types of events. So that's something we're really working on hard, is to make sure everybody's using that calendar, because if it's not used, it's dead. And recently we have a new video page, which I'll talk a little bit more about. So, and here it is again, Western growers. They're not necessarily funded to do this, but they have staff that they've said, okay, we'll take some of our staff time to maintain and create this website. So once again, having a lead organization to be able to lead the network in this example is critical.